Alright, just adjust my camera so I can slouch back like a lazy bastard. Alright, so some time has passed since the crazy amount of bans we had. Remember when like 2 weeks ago Modern was dead? I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, around 2 weeks ago. Now Modern's like the best format, everyone's just super happy, Modern's the Wild West. You can absolutely play what you want, people are happy. Never mind that a lot of people were already playing what they wanted, just including some answers to some very annoying threats, I'll give him that, but still. Alright, so I want to look at the metagame of the last weekend. I think that's a cool thing to do on Mondays. So my suggestion for this, and well, not my suggestion, my plan is first look at top 8s from Saturday and Sunday, and then look at the rest of the results without so much detail. If you have some suggestions, please throw them at me, and I'll consider them at least. All right, here we go. Am I still like super? I don't feel like you're watching me just laying down. So Saturday challenge. So what happened on Saturday? Amulet won. No big surprises there. Amulet has been a great deck for a long time. Bandwagoners were afraid that Titan would die after the Field of the Dead ban, but let's be real, the deck was very strong before the Field of the Dead. The deck was very strong with Field of the Dead, and the deck is still very strong without Field of the Dead. I think too much changed. It has a slightly harder time to deal with annoying board states, but deck still has Dryad, which I think was a big addition. Something to note on this land, like it looks very typical. A 4-1 split of Dryad Azusa is pretty normal. Some people vouch by 3 Dryad and 2 Azusa, because Azusa is better at turboing out Titans, which I think is like the thing that the deck wants to be doing typically. Like Dryad into Valakut is a secondary thing. But this deck is playing 3 copies of Adventurous Impulse. And I'm gonna say what I think about this pick. First of all, there's nothing wrong with testing things, okay? This digs for most of your relevant cards. Notably, like, I think that not digging for Amulet, which you don't have extra copies of in Summoner's Pact, makes it automatically worse than Ancient Steerings. But yeah, sure, testing it out seems fine. I do think that this person won despite of having Adventurous Impulse, not because of it. And those are 2 very different things. But mainly, and this was said to me by a person that knows this deck in and out, and he said that this digs for creatures that it doesn't accelerate them. Like, if you play an Adventurous Impulse on turn 1, you're digging for creatures that you cannot play, namely Dryad and Azusa, or God forbid Titan. And that seems to be the issue with the card, because this does nothing on turn 1. Like, all your other 1-drops in Grazer, Stacy, or Amulet turbo out your 3-drops, which in turn turbo out your Titan. Adventurous Impulse does neither of those. And again, I think that with Ancient Steerings hitting Amulet, which you don't have redundancy with Summoner's Pact, I think that Ancient Steerings is just better here. I also think that playing the typical engineer's explosives and pact of negation and fuck, I don't know, something else that this deck plays in the main is better. Like the engineered explosives in the main is really strong, especially right now. Then the land suits, pretty regular things. 3 forest is a bit of a surprise. Typically you see 4, but nothing too new here. Just this odd addition, which I don't think is correct. And I've been told by people that know this deck that it's not correct, but I leave those discussions to those people. And in second place, we have probably the weirdest Jund I've ever seen. You know how I like to thrash Jund, say that they're bad players, they don't know how to build their deck. I'm mostly kidding. It's mostly a meme, like how people meme on Tron players, how people meme on fucking Burn players. I get memed on a lot. But this fucking person upped rand to 4, dropped almost all the threats, and then just played answers. Just fucking bonkers. This is absolute bonkers. Has some lures. Even has a Tarfire to pump Goyf. This person is a goddamn hero. This person knows how to play this deck. And then the fuck's a Blight Beetle doing here? Infinite Life from Heliod, sure. Boil, something. Like this list is like someone was sure that Goyf and Liliana were still good. Again, I do think that Lurrus, like discard into Lurrus, like cycling things like Seal of Fire and Bobble, and then Liliana and Ran keeping the game somewhat under control, is quite okay. It's quite okay. I think it's quite okay. Especially with 2k commands to bring back Lurrus. Like this deck plays a very controlling game. I do think that I'm not sure how this beats some strategies. I guess discard into removal, into more discard goes a long way. And I guess that without Uro, you can reliably play this into shit like Prowess, Shadow, Hammer, and just have decent matchups. So that's okay. I don't like this build. I wouldn't play this build. I respect a lot whoever made this build work. Also, this kind of goes to show that if you build and play what you like and you know, you do better than people that just go on Goldfish and copy deck lists. And I'm not thrashing net deckers in the sense that I say you shouldn't net deck. I'm saying that if you net deck poorly, it won't work. You should learn how to net deck better. Like evaluate lists, look what you understand lists, practice lists, and then start to make adjustments that work better with you. And then another Jund. This one more streamlined. Still think 4 Liliana's a bit too much. But hey, they love their Lilianas, so I guess if they're playing what they love, can't really be too mad. Still only on 2 Seasoned Pyromancer, which I think is wrong, but it's alright. Again, someone that knows this deck in and out decided to play it, managed to reach quite far. Then we have Burn. People are dropping Helix. I find this so weird Because you can't tell me this makes sense. People have been dropping Helix to a single copy. But then they still play 4 Core Firewalker. Like, wouldn't you maybe try to make space for another Helix? Like, cutting 1 Searing Blaze is fine here. Even cutting a Rift Bolt is fine here for a 3rd Helix. But no, they cut Helix and then play Core Firewalker in the side, which I think is just bonkers. I think that Core is really bad, especially right now. Card doesn't do enough. Like Mirrors and Prowess are maybe your only matchups where you bring them out. Prowess is already plenty favored, and in Mirrors, when it is a tempo loss card, like when it gets Skullcracked or Path, you usually lose the game off of that, so I don't love it. Then we have Spirits. This is a list that I've yet to face in recent times, but I honestly hate it. They just have so much good things against us. Like, what do they even play? Like, this is a shoot on sight. What does this even do? Oh, it's wait. Are they playing this? Wait a minute. Are they not playing the... is this person not playing the spirit that copies? That costs 2? Just because this seems very poor. This seems like a very poor decision. But this deck's really... It's like a tempo tribal that you can just slowly get in with your flyers and try to undo your opponent's attempted plays. So it plays really well into a very control heavy meta. Not control the archetype, but control cards like removal. This plays really well into it because Mausoleum Wanderer and Rattle Chains just brick removal every day. Selfless Spirit's also really good. Shacklegeist breaks most board stalls and can semi-lock your opponent out of attacking. Skyclave Apparition's an amazing card, which was probably what pushed this deck into being the favored tribal instead of humans. Spectral Sailor, it's a 1-drop, loots. Queller is also really good. Supreme Phantom. It's a hard-to-kill lord. Like, this can easily not die to Bolt, which seems pretty good. And then Mariner. Like, I think this card's not great, but they're also only playing 2, so that's fine. Yeah, then Wild and some lands. List looks really solid. Maybe I'd play some more path, but with Skyclave, like a single path has a fifth piece of removal seems fine. Then in the side, I don't agree with the core. Like, if core is Spore in Burn, where it attacking and Burn playing red spells is relevant, then in here is just bad. Like, play the 3rd Auriok champion. Damping Sphere for big mana, more removal, a needle is fine. Yeah, this sideboard is very streamlined. Seems very fine. A deck that I'm happy I don't face more often, to be honest. Then we have some Polymorph. Polymorph made 6th place, that's amazing. Fairy, so you can instant speed Polymorph. And then a fuck ton of control cards like Anger of the Gods. Maybe I should talk about this deck a little with a little more care because it's a bit awkward. It's a weird deck, right? So the idea is that you can polymorph a Dwarven Mine token into Emrakul. So you have 7 copies of Polymorph, because Transmogrify is just a color-shifted Polymorph. Not really. Wait, this destroys and this exiles, slightly different, but has the same effect in this deck because what you're destroying are tokens. So you're playing a mountain-based mana base to enable Dwarven Mine on turn 4. Like Mystic Sanctuary, this is fetchable, so you can almost guarantee that you'll have one on turn 4. What is this? Guess this gets played so that... I guess this gets played to give hexproof to your creature so your polymorph doesn't get fizzled. Then you play a fuck ton of control cards and looters like Fire Prophecy. Lets you put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck, which is great when you want to get rid of Emrakuls from your hand. Is a charm to play the role of looting, then a fuck ton of removal cards and control cards like counters, and then Teferi so you can do it at instant speed. Which I think is because you're already playing tons of fetch lands to enable the Dwarven Mine as consistently as possible, so playing the Teferi to do this at instant speed looks okay. And then in the side, probably plays shit that it can't deal with, like Dispel to beat counter spells, Leyline to beat discard. This deck should definitely play some Aethergust in the side, but Rest in Peace to beat Graveyard, Engineered Explosives to beat Shadows and Prowess and whatever the fuck. It's a cute combo deck. Like, the people that like... I say this a lot, but I think that the people that enjoyed Splinter Twin because it was a control deck that would combo off into a win, they have tons of options. They have Splinter Twin with Kiki Jiki. Don't even fucking start. It's the same deck. Just because you can't curve combo piece into combo piece doesn't make the deck from tier 1 to unplayable. Then you have this one, Polymorph, and you also have... what's the other one? Oh, Through the Breach with Emrakul and Blue-Red. So you have a lot of control decks that can combo out into a win. So if you're not... If you want Twin and Band and you're not playing those, and I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you. What else? Then some Blue-Red Prowess. List looks pretty much streamlined. 2 Bedlams in the main. Seems a bit weird, but it makes sense because without so much graveyard hate, especially in main boards, it does make sense. And then, what else? The rest of the list looks fine. Personally, I would play the 19th, but with Opt, maybe not. Then the sideboard, also very streamlined. 2 Abrade, 2 Dragon's Claw, 2 of each, then a single Kozilek's Return. Now, this is something that I disagree with, because Pro Red is annoying for this deck, right? Like, I'd easily play... maybe not play so many counters to play a second Kozilek's Return. I don't know. Yeah, this deck has a lot of blue control magic. Could definitely play a second Kozilek's Return, because all your creatures survive it, apart from a newborn Sprite Dragon. So I think it's a fine card to play 2 of. But again, I'm not very big on Blue-Red Prowess, so maybe I'm just wrong. And then in 8th place we have Hammer Time. Hammer Time is my #1 deck to justify that Mox Opal was a justified ban. Whenever someone tells me, no, Mox Opal died for the sins of something, I always tell them, no, but if Mox Opal were still legal, we'd have yet another deck that would be tier 0 because of it. So, eat shit. This list looks. I'm not very big on hammer lists. Like, I don't know them very well. This list does look very streamlined, with 4 of the good creatures, then 4 Steel Shipper's Gift for redundancy. A single path seems not a lot, but this deck game 1 feels like it wants to be on the beat down. And then this this spread of equipment seems correct, with 1 Shadow Spear, some boots. 3 Paradise Mantle seems like a lot. But see, you'd be playing 4 opals here, probably cut a cranial plating for the 4th opal, and this deck would just be a turn faster. Can you imagine? Could you imagine Hammer Time being a turn faster? It's insane to me. And then sideboard. Burrington is pretty darn terrible. I'd play Giver here almost any day of the week. Like against removal heavy matchups, opening up with Giver is just puts too much pressure on your opponent to having removal early on. While this is only good against red, and if red happens to play Skullcrack, which Burn does, or Fatal Push, which Shadow does, or even, I don't know, a blue creature that flies, this doesn't seem as great. Although it is played for protection, but blue-red prowess does not have things to beat it. Although, yeah, Kozilek's Return kind of works. And then we have other decks. Let's look at Sunday's top 8. So on Sunday, on Sunday, Hammer Time won. Almost the same list, but here with 4 Giver. See? Like, honest to God, I didn't look at lists, but Giver is such a strong card here. And this dude, like, I don't know how to pronounce this name, but this dude is an insane combo player. I want to call him an insane white-based combo player, because I know he was very big on Devoted Druid, I think that was it, before the deck got hit with harsh times. Basically, Prowess becoming a strong deck made Vizier of Remedies not be a great card. I think that's his name. Yeah, Vizier of Remedies dying to Lava Dart. I think it was just enough to push that deck into having a rougher time. And then pretty much the same thing, but cut the Paradise Mantle, because again, Paradise Mantle isn't that great in this deck, I feel. I think Springleaf Drum is actually much better. I can have an insane turn 2 usually. And then I also like this sideboard much more. Has some removal, has Thoughtseize to beat some things, has Needles to beat some annoying walkers, most likely, and then 4 Auriok Champion just to give it to those black and red decks. Yeah, I like this one much more. Maybe I'd cut for some Disenchants. This seems like a good card to be running here. Second place, Mill. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Still not playing any Tail's End, but that's kind of fine right now. As Mill is, honest to God, I think that Mill is one of those decks that's very similar to Burn, which is a deck that's just a critical mass of a specific effect. That's what Mill is. Mill is a critical mass of cards that mill your opponent for a decent amount. So you have crabs, you have your 2-mana big bombs, you have Archive Trap, and you have orbs. So that's a lot. And you have some control elements because you kind of need them, like 4 surgical. Because you're milling a lot, surgical becomes a very strong main boardable card. If you can snipe away some specific card in some specific matchups, you're very well positioned. But the issue with this deck is that it made second place here, so I can guarantee you that a lot of people will start including Mill Hate for like the next week, and then Mill does 0 placements in both challenges. Because if you go here, like we all know that Amulet, if you didn't know, you'll learn this. Amulet has a terrible Mill matchup. It's unwinnable, like actually unwinnable. Probably one of the worst matchups in the history of Magic. That's including us against a lot of annoying shit. See, nothing to beat Mill. And then Mill makes a second place, and I bet anything you want that if I go on Twitter and search some. I'm not gonna show this because I might be wrong. So why would I do that to myself? If I go on Twitter, are people playing Mill Hate again? Maybe not. But even then, I think that after this placing, people will come back on the Mill Hate train because it's easy. It's super easy to hate, like Burn. But Burn does require a lot of slots. Mill kind of only requires 1 slot. And then the deck's win rate falls down a lot. Hence why I say that this deck should play Tail's End. This deck playing Tail's End is equivalent to Burn playing Skullcrack. And if you tell any Burn player that they shouldn't play Skullcrack, they'll go monkey on you. With reason, to be honest. Like, Skullcrack's such a good card for Burn, because it specifically hates what beats us. And same for Tail's End in Mill, I think. I don't know. You're trying to convince me that you can't make space for like 3 Tail's End in the side. It's like, look, Dredge loses to Graveyard Hate. So what do? They pack like 4 or 5 anti-graveyard spells in their sideboard. And they mull for them quite harshly. And I think that Mill should do that, because Dredge is another critical mass deck, like Burn, like Mill, that you just have a lot of cards that do one specific thing, and you just go from there, just go from the consistency. Then on third place we have Blue-White Control. Also very streamlined. I like Behold the Multiverse. I hate this card in Limited because, at least in Draft, it seems really weak. And I say this because I like to play aggressive in drafts, like pick smaller cards and just start clocking them early. So this always seems a bit too slow. But in Control, in Constructed, honest to God, this seems like a better Fact or Fiction. Like, you foretell this, you say go, you still have mana up for counters, then at a later turn, while still holding a fuck ton of mana, you just scry 2 and draw 2, effectively digging 4. If you need something very specific, it's very good. 1 Winds of Abandon as a 5th path is pretty common. 2 Spell Snare seems high, but then again, with cards like Scourge and Auriok Champion in Heliod, which is actually super important, doesn't seem that much. I don't agree with a single... like, Timely and Vendilion Click are the weird cards here, I'd say. Vendilion Click, I can see being an answer to Stoneforge Mystic being somewhat popular again. Timely seems like an overestimation of how much red would be present, uh, because Prowess kinda doesn't care about timely reinforcements. Like, honestly, Prowess does well against timely reinforcements. It gives, like, it just makes a bunch of dartable targets, right? That you can attack into and just never lose creatures against. It buys you a turn, sure. It's a 3 mana, have an extra turn, but like not really. Like when and I do this sometimes, which is wrong. But when people say, "Oh, it's like a X mana time walk," not really. Your opponent's still developing a board, still developing lands, still drawing a card. Like, an actual extra turn is so much more than just playing an annoying spell. And then the side, just a bunch of singles, which all make sense right now. Bane Slayer seems kind of weak. Maybe not. Maybe not. Another blue-white control, similar spell suit, not playing the Winds of Abandon, playing some more walkers, similar sideboards too. So blue-white control seems to be in a good spot, which makes sense. The deck is very strong and gained a lot this past 2 years. It's just that I think that people were being idiots by splashing too many colors in control. Because I honestly think that a deck like this was very good all the time. Like, all this time, a deck like this was good. It's just that people start getting greedy, start playing a second color, a third color. Why is this playing red? Why is this deck playing a single Rogrim Triumph? So it can explosives on 3, would be my guess. Kinda makes sense, to be honest. Explosives on 3 is decent enough against some decks. And then another blue-red prowess, again very streamlined, doesn't play Bedlam, so plays some extra spells here for sure. Similar sideboard, some singles that I don't love, but it's different spells doing the same thing basically. And then we have Amulet. See? No? See? No Adventurous Impulse, which is correct. 2 Azusa and 4 Dryad seems a lot. Ooh. A single Grazer with 4 Stacy seems very cool. No explosives in the main seems brave. But then again, I think that Rakdos Shadow has been dying a bit. Like, Rakdos Shadow seems to be dying a bit, and Aethergust isn't loopable, and Ponza still isn't back in the metagame, which I find weird, but it still isn't. So Amulet seems to have an open field to just do their thing. So I can see, like, this main board is just turboing out a Titan as fast as possible, and that wins a lot of games. In the sideboard, the Grazers in the sideboard are a great new addition, because Stacy is such a good card that you kind of want her in a lot of matchups. Like, the ability to bounce your lands when your opponent targets them, or the ability to ramp multiple lands with a single 1-drop is very valuable. So I like this tech a lot. and Explosive in the side. It wouldn't be Munish without playing Mill Hate, because this guy always faces Mill in challenges. And he did face Mill in this challenge. His only loss in the Swiss was against Mill. So I find it funny that it has Kozilek here. Then the rest of the sideboard seems pretty streamlined. Single pact, some explosives, a second fountain to have an edge against red, because sometimes you play Titan and you can't win that turn, so you need an extra turn. And fetching Radiant Fountain or 2, or even 3 if you have one and you want to pick up a second one with Vesuva. Yeah, there's one in the main too. It's a very flexible land to play in some matchups. And I've seen this land kill I've seen this land kill Scourge of the Skyclaves, which is pretty cool. In 7th, what do we have? We have Urza. Ooh, Urza Sword. That's spicy as fuck. Urza Sword with the combo. Ooh, this deck's scary. This deck's very scary. Because... yeah, this deck's actually super scary. What the fuck? Stoneforge gets Sword. Like if you need it. Or just Batterskull to start beating, and then if you stop that plan, or if that plan isn't good against you, they have... wow, this deck seems very scary, to be honest. But I will say, and I will always defend this point. Urza is an interesting card. Much more so than Opal. And I'm glad that Urza is still legal, because I think that the card is super interesting. And I honestly don't think the card is too strong. Honestly don't think the card is too strong. Like the construct it makes, is negligible in terms of valuable ETBs. So this is effectively a card that you kind of have to untap with if it's cast early to actually have good value. So yeah, I think that Urza is an interesting card. And then ooh, taxes made the rankings. That's surprising. That's honestly surprising. Like, I think that this deck loses a lot by playing Leonin with so many colorless lands. Like, this is a mono-colored deck that has a bad mana base, which I think is hilarious. Like, honestly, that's hilarious. It's a mono-white deck that has a poor mana base. Let that sink in. Ooh, Mana Tithe in the side is actually super sick though. I like the build. It's not a deck I would play, but this build seems very concise. And the single Restoration Angel seems to... oh, that's an awful Restoration Angel art, come on. But this deck seems okay. Again, I think that if like I'm criticizing some aspects of the deck, but if you like it, and if you know how to play it, it's the correct pick for you, for sure. All right, let's look at the rest of the challenges just very quickly now. We have Shadow. Ooh, Grixis Shadow. With ooh, I like. Ooh, this list is very spicy. Arcanist should definitely see more play, especially alongside must kills like Shadow and Sprite Dragon. I really like this. I really like this. This has lures in the side too. Yeah, I really like this list. Fuck. tons of discard to protect your threats. See, this is the thing that I think people got wrong with Stoneforge Mystic. I still think people get it wrong. The best way to play Stoneforge Mystic isn't land Stoneforge. It's land, discard spell to protect my Stoneforge, and then Stoneforge. Like, I think that it's insane that Stoneforge Mystic isn't just permaplayed alongside black, and then you splash other colors as needed. Like, if you want to play a more go wide strategy, you play Seasoned Pyromancer, play some bolts, play some. And you want to play some Kroxa because you're going to be cycling a lot of cards. If you want to play a more creature value toolbox, you can play some green with their interesting creatures. There are tons of them. And then you could also play the blue in Esper for some control magic if you want to. But I think that the discard package should always be there for Stoneforge, which also makes available the Lingering Souls. And Lingering Souls plus Swords is a good combination. They take over games for sure. Then we have... what is this? What is this? I don't see any Reclaimers, so is this just Green-White Collected Company? Personally, I hate this deck, but people seem to like it for some reason. I guess that Dryad plus Valakut gave this deck a little extra oomph that it needed. Then we have... here we go. Oh, it's Squirrel Blade. Oh, it's actually Aspiring Spike. Toski is an interesting card. It's definitely an interesting card. Playing it alongside control elements makes sense. And also alongside swords. Like this equipped with a sword of fire and ice. Just spews insane amounts of value. Do I like this creature suit? Yeah, it has a lot of flyers to also equip swords on. Yeah, this is cute. And what is this? Is this smallpox? No, yeah, see, this person gets it. Lingering Souls, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Stoneforge, and then some more Stoneforge protection, and then some value cards. This is wrong. Don't play Liliana. Probably don't play Dark Confidant in your Batterskull deck. Sure, it might not happen too often, but when it happens, it's gonna feel real bad. Also, this is a very poor sword target because of the low defensive stats. It says 1 toughness. Seems very easy to get blown out by a sword equipment or just a sword attack. Then we have some Ponza. This is cool, but Karn Ponza. Oh no, this is actually... oh, this is the Ice 9 special. Ooh, but this is interesting. It's the Ice 9 special, but with actual win cons and blood moons. Huh. So it's kind of like the Ice 9 special merged with Ponza to try and make a good deck. I like that. Wait. Oh, I guess Batterskull on the side is decent for Karn. We have your typical Death Shadow. Ooh, Jun Shadow, actually. I don't get the appeal of playing Jun Shadow. Like, does green offer that much to the deck that you want to play it? I don't think so. But I honestly don't think that the green adds anything like of value to the deck. But whatever. Some mill. Again, please people, please. Play Tail's End, I ask you. Start playing Tail's End in mill. Tron not playing Thractus in the main. It's very cool for us, but also weird. It's been pretty set in stone for a couple of years now. Some more control. And again, another streamlined list. What is this? Whoa, oh, it's a Yorion deck. Yeah, this is crap. In fact, I think this is a popular Infect player. Like, I gotta be honest, Infect in every way looks like a worse hammer. But but the thing is it's not so dependent on finding the enchantment that gives your equipment's flash. So I guess it does have some upside, especially in a heavy push meta, which we might be in. Not playing so many pushable targets, or rather playing the protection against them seems okay. And they did get something from Kaldheim. Snakes in Veil makes it so you get to protect your threats against Ren 6 and Lava Dart, so that's very cool. Some dredge. Nothing new here, right? Is it Sodak? No, Ryan. So this guy's a pretty known dredge player too. So I imagine that their thing is just really tested out. Bogles is weird. Weird to see. I mean, like I feel like even though I don't agree with it, it feels like Liliana is seeing a lot of play. So I find it weird that people are trying to play Bogles. Then again, it theoretically has a good red matchup. Not really anymore because we have Vortex. And then this person knows what's up. This person knows what's up. Guidance Swiftspear to enable Big Scourge early on seems very cool. I like this. Love me some Goblin Guides. What else? Some more mill. Are they playing Tail's End? No, of course not. Will people ever consider playing Tail's End? I wonder. Like, I'll do you one better. Can someone that actually plays mill, if you're watching this somewhere in time and in space, will you message me telling me why mill can't play Tail's End or why it's a bad pick? Because I know that if Tail's End said counter target spell, that spell's controller mills X, I don't know, like 3 or 4 cards or some cards, it would be equivalent to a Skullcrack, but Tail's End not milling means that it's not that equivalent to a Skullcrack, making my earlier comparison not as good. But yeah, I'd like someone to explain me why they aren't playing the thing, the Tail's End. Because it honestly seems good. Some hammer, nothing new here, I think. It's the Paradise Mantle build, which I don't like as much. Blue-White Control, all good. Ice 9. See how much worse this build is, because this one, like, you know how this deck wins the game? Here it is. 4 win cons. The other one that we saw up there had like from the top of my head, 14 win cons. Yeah, that's much better, if you ask me. Ooh, Living End. What a champ. But then again, since there's not so many 4-color madness decks, you get to play your Living Ends without the fairy being present so much. You also have Force of Negation to deal with the fairy, and probably 4 disputes in the side, yeah. So this is like very streamlined to beat the fairy, because in theory it beats other matchups just fine. Storm. Oh, I saw this. This isn't Storm. This is, I present you, drum roll, Burn with extra steps. You cantrip a bunch, you play Ascension and Breach, and then just win with Helix and Bolt. Burn with extra steps. For the burn player that likes to play blue, because they're a closeted burn player. And then things in the side, literally. Because the good cards are good, I guess. Eldrazi. I honest to God don't think that Chalice is good right now. So I think that this deck, like, when is Sponza good? When Moon is good? When is Eldrazi good? When Chalice is good? Their turn to, these are aggressive mid-range decks, that's how I would classify them both, and they're at their best when their turn 2 disruption works. Ponza, in my opinion, is a bit better because they do have Clothis, which is also very good on turn 2, and at the very worst, they have a Seasoned Pyromancer, which gums up the board and actually does nasty stuff. It's good at racing, it's good at stalling the board, it's good at filtering for better cards. Card's good. The card's great. Here, they can't play, like, if this deck could play Thought-Knot Seer on turn 2 consistently, it would be really, really good. But no Eye of Ugin, no Simon Spirit Guide, so all they have is Eldrazi Temple into Eldrazi Temple, and that's just not consistent. Another Tron, also not playing Thragtusk. I like this change. I think it's reasonable because Thragtusk was always awkward for Tron, I feel. But I also like it in as being a burn player. And then this is some poor soul still trying to play Bring to Light. I played against this deck the other day. Didn't feel that good, to be honest. It felt beatable to me. Or rather, I played against Niv. This isn't Niv. This doesn't even play Niv. This is just 4-color Bring to Light with Scapeshift. But the version I played against had 4 Helix, 4 Kaya's Guile, probably, and it still was an easy game 1. Game 2, my opponent punted, and I got to punish it, but still, I can't imagine that a game 3, with me being on the play, would be easy or even very winnable for my opponent. We have 4-color control. I believe that this deck is a piece of crap right now. And if you don't believe me, this guy is a really good player. He just barely scraped for top 32. That's how bad this deck is. Like, when such a good player makes a... And make no mistake, top 32 is good in a challenge, but not for this caliber of player. Like, this is a loss for this player. I don't think this deck is good. The Renin 6 value train with your lands is much weaker when there isn't an Uro in the mix to regain the life you're losing, basically. That's basically it. Omnath isn't enough. I'm glad that Omnath isn't enough. This card's insane. Like, this card is a mistake of a design. Does too much for too little. There are situations where it's actually a free cantrip. But I do think that it's not enough in this deck's current state. You can quote me on this. I do think that Omnath will end up being broken. And I hope that it's broken in a very obvious way. And not like Astrolabe. The issue with Astrolabe was that it was broken in a very sneaky way. Because Astrolabe made mana much easier to play. Like, you don't need to shock, you don't need to fetch as much, you don't need to worry about your color of spells. You can even play under Blood Moon if you need to. And that's kind of what Uro did, because Uro also took away the pain of playing a fetch shock mana base. Omnath doesn't do that as well because it comes in a little bit too late. But I do think that, well, maybe it isn't Omnath that gets broken, it's something else. Well, but if something enables Omnath, fuck, I don't even know. But Omnath's very breakable. I think Omnath's like the worst design of the last 2 years. And yes, I am saying that, and I am including famously broken cards. This isn't a matter of numbers, it's a matter of everything. Just poor design. Alright, that's the Saturday challenge. Pretty varied results, I'd say. If anything, red aggro is missing a little bit, because there's like 2 or 3 spots in the top, but not much else, which honestly is healthy. It's healthy that these tops aren't just riddled with red aggro. Means that red aggro isn't too good in the current meta. On Sunday, some more Tron. Let's try and go over this faster, because it is... Oh, this guy used to hang out in the Burn Discord. He's since swapped to being a Sliver player, but his lists are nuts. Realmwalker seems to have given the deck some new light. And he just plays good sideboard cards. Like Removal, Graveyard Hate, and Spells Hate, basically. Because of Cavern and Vial, you can play it to Chalice. The only reason I dislike this tech is because you're giving a reason for your opponent to board in Artifact Hate. And if your opponent boards in Artifact Hate, like, trust me, this is a good discussion. You shouldn't board in Artifact Hate against humans, because Vial is their only artifact, and it's not worth it to have a potential dead card in such a hard matchup. In such a hard matchup, all your cards need to be good all the times. However, if people start bringing in Chalice of the Void in their Aether Vial decks, Smash is now a must play. And there's nothing worse than a tribal player. For the tribal player, there's nothing worse than going Land Vial, or rather, opponent plays Land Creature, then you play Land Vial, and your red opponent plays Land and destroys your artifact. Your Aether Vial. That's just... You most likely lose that game because of the tempo loss. Same pilot as the previous challenge, so probably the same list. What do we have here? Some more Jund. Still, only playing one Seasoned Pyromancer seems wrong when there are so many questionable card choices. Rakdos Shadow. I'm honestly kind of happy that this deck just didn't take over the meta. Not that I would have a bad time, because I honestly think that Burn has a decent matchup against Rakdos Shadow. But I do think that it's healthy that aggro just didn't take over the format. Eldrazi, I've said my piece on Eldrazi. I think same pilot of spirits, so probably same list. Some more Tron, so it's just set in stone that they aren't playing Thragtusk in the main. That's valuable info. Some more mill. I should try mill sometime. Like, I do like playing critical mass decks, but I honestly didn't enjoy Dredge that much, so I don't know. Ah, no, this one is. See, this makes me scared for facing Tron. Yeah, some more Eldrazi Tron. Well, actually a lot of Tron in Sunday's challenge. We have the good old Obosh Prowess. Don't think this deck should be playing Forgotten Cave. I think tapped lands in this deck are are too much of a downside. And 4 Dragon's Claw is way too much. Here we have some Boros Prowess with Myth Realized. This is a very good it's a very good 1-drop for Prowess because it basically it doesn't start clocking in as early, but it dodges. It gets to dodge how much removal you want to. It manages to dodge some removal, let's say it like that, and you can also just mana sink into it if you're flooding. So it's got that nice little side of it. Some burn. Okay. You playing only 2 core is better than playing 4, but still 2 core too many. Seriously, like you're seeing the same meta I am, right? Core seems bad right now. Another suppression field is weird. Oh, but does beat Liliana in a sense, so that's actually kind of cool. See, it's not as good. Control. Some Grixis Vast Shadow. I honestly think that Grixis Vast Shadow is worse than Rakdos and even Jund. Like, Stubborn Denial just doesn't do enough. And I know why. Stubborn Denial was great in Shadow when Shadow had to care about burn. I've said this once, I'll say it again, I'll say it how many times I need to. Burn isn't the de facto red aggro deck anymore, so your plan should be to play against Prowess. And against Prowess, Rakdos is better, because it gets to play more removal. Yes, because see, this deck doesn't... This deck seriously not play any Lightning Bolt. Rakdos Prowess plays 4 push, 4 Lightning Bolt. Just much better against other Prowess. Again, I think this deck's pretty bad. I think this deck's pretty good. Ooh, it's Esper, actually. Oh, it's this guy. TSP Hendrik. Really good control player. I think that... I've said this before. I think that Kaisgal is an amazing spell that should definitely see more play, and I'm glad it doesn't. Esper Charm seems okay. This card mode is actually very cute in control because it's good against big mana. Like, they start ramping and you just discard their payoffs. And then some more. In fact, it's a bit surprising. Ooh, Boros Hammer. Just for Goblin Engineer. Ooh, actually? Oh no, I don't like this. Too many things happening here. Too many things happening here, in my opinion. We have too much fetch for equipments. I don't think you need this many. Then, ooh, burn. Playing 1 Helix, 4 core. This just isn't correct. Molten Rain. Does Molten Rain even do anything great? I don't know. Let's find out ourselves, because it is time to play some Magic, finally. And because I am a boring old man, I'm playing the same list as always. Again, I think that this list is really well positioned right now. I'm not feeling the need of any different sideboard slots. So I'm just gonna play this out. Like, honest to God, I really like this list right now. Let's fire up a league here. Let's not play Amulet Titan, so I am not good at the deck. I like it, and I've been practicing it, but I'm not good with it yet. Alright, here we go. Some burn. Hopefully we get to dodge bad matchups and we get to play interesting ones. I don't even ask for good matchups. That's boring. Even though I've been liking playing against fuck, what are they called? Storm. They do make for interesting matchups. We're on the draw. Isn't ideal. This hand also isn't ideal, especially against a potential... My screen fucked up. Isn't ideal, especially against a potential Thoughtseize deck. Oh, but 2 canopies is actually decent. I'm gonna keep like 2 canopies. Feels okay here. They do open up with Thoughtseize. No, oh, it's Bogles. No. There goes wishing for a good matchup. It's actually a decent top deck. Hopefully they don't have the lifelink. Is this a double aura or a creature? Oh, please play the creature. If they play the creature here, I'll be so happy. No. This and another one. It's gonna be hard to race, actually. Fuck, I always draw the 5th land when I keep 4. I don't think I can play around Daybreak Coronet, even if I had drawn the Skullcrack. I need to play this. Might actually have to attack here. Do I die? I do have the flying one. If it's a Daybreak, Lurus. It's not a good sign. I just take this. Jesus fucking Christ. I wonder. Can I even win if I lightning bolt here? I guess I can wait. I guess I can wait. Am I killing that Lurrus? Am I killing that Lurrus? I am. I actually am. This feels so bad. Yeah, I'm bolting the Lurrus, but this feels so bad. I'm gonna draw land. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I don't think I can beat finding 9 lands in the top 15 cards of my deck. Or just to salt the wound he finds Daybreak Coronet. That does it. Wow. Jesus. That was a poor shuffling from my part. Even though they're playing Lurrus, I don't think this is correct. To keep the Searing Blaze, I mean. Okay, can I please... No, I'm not gonna keep 4 lands anymore. Yes, I will keep this. I'd have Leyline, yeah. Might have Leyline, hence why I got rid of Rift Bolt. This at least is hard castable on myself. Well, I guess that's not really an argument, right? Oh, Jesus. Double Leyline into actually having a creature? That's manly. Guess this is the play, right? What does Umbra do? Has totem armor. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a very big one. No attacks though. This is good. Now I can Skullcrack the... Don't think I can win still, but... Oh, but Coronet also gives Vigilance, right? So I can basically never win now. Yeah, this is looking very tough, boys. It's gonna be my typical match 1 loss, which I think has been the case for the last couple of leagues. Yeah. There's Coronet. That gives Vigilance. So I'm never really winning this game. Just has to keep attacking. I'm never winning, right? I see if he's scared of deflecting palm. Just not afraid, huh? Yeah, I can't win this game. I won't submit you all to this. Yeah, no way. A quick loss to Bogles. And honest to God, fuck, I don't think I can justify including. Do I want to include the green? Would I be okay including the green for Destructive Revelry? How have my matchups been? I need to look at my previous matchups. I guess I could look into playing Destructive Revelry again. Especially with Amulet winning a challenge. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's definitely a good card to be playing in some metas, and if Amulet won a challenge, then maybe there's space, or rather, maybe there's enough justification to play Destructive Revelry instead of Smash Smithereens. So I'm honestly tempted to run it just to see how it runs. Is my opponent gonna reveal a companion? Maybe he's double queuing. Not sure. Yeah, I think that including the Destructive Revelry might be a good option right now. I think it's something to look into. But you know what sucks? That Goldfish is so shitty at actually measuring. Jesus fuck, opponent. Opponent, could you please do something? Goldfish is so shitty at actually like properly measuring the metagame that it makes it hard to. It actually makes it hard to make proper decisions. So it's the mirror. Okay. How do I feel about this? I have a Helix. I also have no removal for that guide. This kills a potential Eidolon. Taking 2 from this bad boy kinda sucks. Drawing my own though. This is fine. And because of Skullcrack, I need to do this on my turn. Okay. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Is that a skewer or a bolt? It's a skewer. Cool, so I can actually attack with this Goblin guide. I can actually attack with this Goblin guide and skewer him. And skewer his, I mean. Ooh. That's annoying. This draws me a land though. No. Jesus fucking Christ. Hopefully I can get the upper hand here. Definitely killing that. No plays from opponent. Ooh, and I do like this one. Let me see what's coming there. I drew him a land. That's fine, to be honest. This situation just reversed. Searing Blaze. Yeah. But I have lethal. So. Well, that's that. See, quite important to be under control for a little while. Didn't know when to change gears. And Eidolon's actually really good in the mirror if you know when to play it. Alright, for the mirror, they're bringing in core, so I need to bring this in. I like taking away my non-removal cards, so let me look at this. I said before that I like to bring in Hushbringer because it does gain some life. I kind of want the reach. It's not the draw. This end seriously needs another land. Otherwise, it's very good. Has Skullcrack, has Swiftspear. Oh, fuck me. Gonna maul. Too risky. This end isn't as great, but I've kept worse. He opens up with... Okay, because I drew that Searing Blaze... Comfortable opening with Swiftspear here. I think he has a core here. I think he has a core. That's a decent draw, actually. This is a core Firewalker. Hacking. Heat blocks. So we do the thing. And see how vulnerable core is. I don't think you ever block this. If you don't block this, I'm probably Searing Blaze the guide. And I have Helix to keep up on life. It's a tough decision. It's actually a tough decision. I honestly don't know either. Okay, has queued as saving the Searing Blaze for... Actually, am I dead next turn even? He didn't play land, so I have to assume he has Triple Bolt. think I have to assume that. No, I don't think I can push it here. I don't think I can push it here. I still win if I find a land in 2 turns. Do need to find a land though. Ooh, can I please find a land? Come on, land. All I need is land. This eats a Rift Bolt. Might have Searing Blaze. Tough decision here, I'd say. Yeah, he has a spell for sure, because he hasn't played. I need to absorb some more damage. If that core sticks, they probably win. I don't know. I don't even know. Because I'm not gonna math it out, because the game could take some turns, but if he doesn't block, I'm probably Searing Blaze his guide, which he doesn't know about, and then maybe I get to keep myself in the game with... Okay, so if I draw Helix, I'm still in the game. A little bit too late land. A little bit too late. Ooh, maybe I should have gone for it there. No, I was at 3. That Rift Bolt would have killed me. Same keep, I think. I'm tempted to play it like this. Like the single Vortex to play around core seems fine. I like Vortex into a suspended Rift Bolt's also pretty okay. Some on the play. This hand's very risky, but this hand just deals with everything. The land situation is crappy as hell. But this deals with core, deals with any other creature, pushes damage, and deals with core again. Sorry, I was explaining why maybe they don't win, because I then use my Searing Blaze. Sure, they're getting some life every turn, but if they commit to not block, they need to commit to attacking, so I also have a creature. Having Helix means that I do have some life to gain myself. Either way, he fetched into a shockland twice. I think that's really rough. That means that your core needs to gain a lot of life before it's even in life totals. Please play a creature. Damn it, he respected the... This is kinda tricky. I am suspending the Rift Bolt here, it seems correct. As I can path a core on his end step. That's the case. If that is shocking. No core. Okay. Trying Eidolon. So I don't think I wanna just do something here now. Okay, still have path. to be up on the board. Alright. This Goblin guide's gonna show me what he's gonna draw. Just draw him a land. Yeah, kinda cool. I do play Eidolon here. I don't think he kills this Eidolon. I think he must kill this Eidolon. Just fine for me. He's forced to kill it. Although I'm kinda scared about his hand. That is Zone Eidolon. Oh, Searing Blaze here is super tough for me. Yeah, I think that Searing Blaze seals the deal here. I need to draw Helix here. It's not a Helix. It's also not a Helix. Fuck. It's cracking that, sure. That's a really good draw for my opponent. What am I drawing? Vortex in this situation? Very rough. Very rough. Do I have any outs here? No. I'm just dead. Searing Blaze still does it. If my opponent doesn't have anything, he probably does. Oh. I don't think I had a shot. What turned this game around? What turned this game around? I'm trying to think. What was my shot? What was my shot? What was my shot here? I guess that just the awkwardness of my mana efficiency wasn't great. That was relevant. Oh, I was drawing Helix next. Like Helix here, I go up to 4. I get to maybe play these skewers sometime. Yeah, really tough one. Great start to the league though. Can only go up from here, he says, hopefully. Trying to think, how did I manage to drop game 2? Because I did drop game 2. What happened there? Trying to remember what happened in that game 2. Sends a mole. Sends a keep. I'm honestly shipping away Skullcrack. Double Helix is really good. Because I do have double helix, I'm gonna choose to shock here in case I need to leave open mana next turn. Island, that's always scary. Oh, it's Cuppy Highlands. Ooh. Fuck. Every Inquisition takes away a creature, it always feels bad. It's already mulled to 6, so this could be blue-black control. Seems likely. I don't love to play it like this. It's not. Could you imagine if he still had that Goblin guide? Jesus. Yeah, so it's blue-black control. And blue-black control. Blue-black control's annoying as fuck. It's very hard to close out games because you can't hoard spells to beat. You can't hoard spells to beat their counter spells because they have discard, but you know, if you just chuck spells as you top deck them, then you're not in the best situation. Snap. Jesus, this man. Snap Inquisition? Really? He is aware that if I draw Searing Blaze here, I'm still in a good position, right? Yeah, this also works. And because he was at 10, it's exactly the same thing. The range at which he's dead is the same. Drawing the lock is annoying. Oh, not like this. Not like this, because now he has Cryptic open. He's gonna play that Frantic Inventory. And now he gets to hold up Cryptic for the entire game. Now he can even discard me into Cryptic. Okay, that seems fine. We still hold here. I think that if he had discard into Cryptic, he would have played it last turn. Do I want to cast this spell here or not really? Sure. Better to draw out Archmage's Charm. Oh, he's playing Negate in the main, so he has problems. Okay. No way you play Negate in the main, like as a regular person. What are you playing around? But still, getting the negate out of my opponent's hand is still better than the Cryptic. It's harder for him to hold up Cryptic mana. That's the takeaway here. Well, I hate this land, but I kinda have to play it. Yeah, I have to play it. Ooh, no, no, no. Now a second Field of Ruin can cut me off of white. That was a misplay. I just have to wait. He's at 5, right? So he kinda needs to find something himself. I just get to wait. I'll play into force here. I'll play into force. Alright. So now I still have to beat a cryptic, but beating a cryptic isn't too awful. There are a couple of things I can do to beat cryptic commands. Namely, I can wait like 3 turns. Not drawing like this though. Absolutely not drawing like this. Yeah, see, this is the problem with these decks, the blue-black ones. As burn, you just can't hold spells that comfortably. Guess that blocks. This might actually. This might be probably not enough, but might be a good bait for Cryptic Command. Yeah, it was debating whether to play Snap there. This does beat me. Yeah, I'm dead now. Guess can't beat drawing the 6th lands. Yeah, I'm dead now. Damn, that was a tough game to watch. Drawing into the Boros Charm was sick, but alas, I don't think I'm putting Surgical in. Searing Blaze seems sketchy at best. I know that Snapcaster exists, but I don't think that playing around Snapcaster is my best bet. There's an argument to play a couple of paths here, actually. Because of... It's a black creature that has lifelink. It's very hard to beat. I didn't bring the paths in, though. This is very keepable. Hopefully no discard. Collective Brutality is actually a really strong card that my opponent could play. Oh, doesn't seem ideal at all. It would be sick if I drew some Roiling Vortex before. Okay, so he has Inquisition, so I can't hold on to this. I would if I reveal the Collective Brutality, just hold on, cast Boros Charm. If he Collective Brutalities me here, don't think I can genuinely play around it, that's fine. Oh, please a Vortex. Please a Vortex. Fuck. Still have a turn to play Vortex though. Oh, it'd be so good. Because you can choose not to cast those. Then you'd need like a cryptic command. Like a very timely cryptic command. Watch him have this spell or spell snare here. Actually impressed. No third land. Okay, Chief. Wow. Guess I draw a creature. Should have known better. This is gonna be a removal. It's a cantrip. Still no land for him. Okay. Okay, this is fine-ish, I guess. Guess my opponent kept that hand because of the... Actually, because of the counter spells. I like cutting some Skewer more than I like cutting some Lava Spike. Bet my opponent was complaining about luck. But you know, he kept a 2-lander with no way to dig for lands early on. I like Vortex. I really like Vortex. No, I really like Vortex. Less so with that Rift Bolt, but... Kinda screwed against Collective Brutality, but... I think I can manage. Opponent... It's not how you do... Why? They have force. They actually have no force. Okay. My opponent actually not... See, this is the problem with these decks. They're fine. Then this dude just kept a very wonky hand. Like, he might still win, but this is very punishable. It's very punishable. I don't care about my life total in this game. Especially if he's trapped for lands. Okay, just have lethal now. This might be a counter spell, but... Yeah, my opponent 100% lost because he kept a 1-lander on the play. Which is just insane to me, to be honest. Just insane. Yeah. Alright, so when I don't flood, the deck actually wins. Huh. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. I need to rewatch my burn match, especially match 2. I think it's a good learning exercise. I dropped that game somewhere. I had to have dropped that game somewhere. This game 2 felt very winnable. Then I just lost. So I have a feeling that I must have dropped that game somewhere. There's an argument that I dropped that game when I chose to play Hushbringer. It's not great. Hitting for like draining 1 per turn basically isn't nearly fast enough. I do like that it's basically unblockable. It's great for the slow game, so maybe on the draw it was actually correct. The Roiling Vortex, though, I also like it because I feel like it does a lot against Core Firewalker. Like, honest to God. But then again, maybe not. I need to leave open mana, it also damages me. So it might be a trap. Might just do more harm than good. Come on, let's play. Let's make this an even league. Let's make this a cute, even league. That's all I want. Jesus. What is this? This is something I should be worried about. Just like people not accepting games. I don't think this is what that is. Maybe it is. Hopefully not. As far as I know, that usually means sniping, but who would snipe me in a league when I'm 0-2? Well, 1-2. Just seems wrong. More than one way. Ugh. Swear to God. Thank you. And I'm on the play. Cool, 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 cool. This hand is keepable? Question mark. Okay, so double creature should, in theory, outweigh the obvious problem of having 4 lands. That's bull. That could be anything. The guy does have a. Oh, that's Shadow. Every single time. Like, why? Why does this happen? It's probably a push. I would bet that if this isn't a push, this has to be a push. Oh no, it's actually a bolt. So do I help? Do I help my opponent reaching Shadow Life? No. Because now he has to earn it. Aha, the secret tech. I kept lands. There's no way this could go wrong. It's not just me, right? Like, sure, keeping a 4-lander has its risks. It has its risks. I even revealed... Oh, he has just more removal. It has risks. Sure, I understand that. I understand that, honestly. It has risks because if I draw one land, I'm officially flooding. Oh, great. Fetches Batter Skull. That's actually okay. Like best draw I could ever hope for. I have 2 turns before this starts hitting. Oh, no, wait, I need another Searing Blaze. Please? Please? Oh, he has push, so this is a no-go. Well, guess it works, right? He has push, so he just pushes. He has Batter Skull, meaning I need Skullcrack. Does this work? No, right? He just puts Batter Skull on the field. This buys me a turn. I need to draw perfect here. I actually just need to draw perfect here. Oh no, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. I wasn't drawing perfect either way. I need Skullcrack into 3 damage, but not if he does that. Alright, I definitely want these. I honestly think he's playing Tide Hallow Sculler. I think he's playing ETBs for sure. So what don't I want? Charm. Spike. Probably Griffbolt seems like the worst top deck. Not siding in. Not siding in. Ooh, this is good. It's a lot of hate. This is Mardu Blade. Opening up with a Goblin Guide. Okay, don't play Hushbringer until that thing leaves his hand. Ooh, I actually like a second one of these. I actually like the second one. Because if he paths here, just it's fine by me. Oh, he just conceded. Something tells me he didn't have a land. I'm thinking if I want to make this swap, just because I saw that dude, makes me think it's not such a off-meta brew, just maybe a Rakdowish list. Oh, this sounds so good, but so risky. I think I still keep though. Double Goblin Guide makes this hand playable for a while. Depends if I draw land or not. This might be a bit risky, but I think he kept Stoneforge there. So that's a bit disheartening. I think it's fine discarding my only removal. Do need a land here, please. Yes. This is a double Goblin guy turn just because he has to deal with them, right? Oh. Has to shock, but still. Oh, doesn't even have to shock. Just randomly decided to give me good info. Not drawing land there was actually tragic. Am I playing Eidolon? I am. If he plays the Kaya's Guile, I have my way out. Kaya's Guile into removal is harder, but Crooks is coming to town. Whoa. Actually didn't cast anything there. That's, oh fuck, another one. Okay. If he cracks that fetch, he loses the Guile. Even if he plays the Guile here, he could die, so it's a risky move. Okay. Now we play Vortex. Ah. I just establish a board and then play Vortex. I actually think that might be better. I made enough life that his Kroxa leaves him very close to dead. One would argue that playing Kroxa would be a bad play here. Batterskull though. Yeah, he has Batter Skull. No, just Kuroxa. Okay. Yeah, taking away the Vortex actually relevant, but like any spell of mine is lethal. Especially this one. Actually like double lethal. That was actually tough. Again, game 2 was won because my opponent was not very competent. Like honestly, as a burn player, I already take a lot of risks in keeps with a deck that actually allows them. And it's just so weird that people take so many risks with their hands and they don't actually need to. It's okay to mull down to 5. Oh. Alright, fun time's over. Next league, I'm bringing in Destructive Revelry for sure. What the fuck is this? Is this Enduring Ideal again? Or maybe this time it's Bogles. Wow, okay, so this person was just... it's the same... This person was hurt. This person was hurt by someone very bad. But honestly, between Enduring Ideal, Bogles, and Soul Sisters, I actually prefer Soul Sisters. This is beatable with Vortex and Skullcrack and Pressure. Yeah, it doesn't even uptrade with me, so... Attack. No blocks, that's respectable. Am I double striking here? Yes, I am. 6 damage. Nyctos. Do want to draw a land next turn. Oh, that's annoying. What is this? Okay. That's annoying. Perfect. So can I how can I math this? I double shoot this dude. Probably can. Or wait. He has 3 damage on him. Still do this. Double trade. Because this has toughness equal to the... Yep. Alright. Need removal. This is when the game starts getting away from me. Start drawing too many lands. Although the 4th one isn't that uncommon. I need Searing Blaze next turn. Yeah, I definitely need Searing Blaze next turn. That kind of works. He can trade, but it's not that good of a trade. Wow, that's brave. That's very brave. I'm always susceptible to losing against a bomb. That's definitely a bomb. Yeah, I think this beats me now. It has lifelink. I can't beat it in one turn. Yowza. No wonder this person is in the... He's actually in the 1-1 bracket. Isn't that awful, I guess. But I'm bringing in... Searing Blaze is gonna be bad because of things. Lava Spike's gonna be bad. Probably... Ooh. Here's a doozy. What's bad here? I need to take out 2 cards? I guess Skewer because of its bad pre-combat usability. Again, I know people watching me hate when I do this, but I can't beat Leyline if I don't mold beat Leyline. So either hand with good 1-drops or Vortex. San has both. Yes, I was expecting that. Oh, Heliod, that's fun. Okay. It's an okay draw, I guess. Now I need land, or that's a dead draw for them. Now I need land, or... Oh, that's actually terrible. It just names Eidolon, right? Yep. Eidolon's actually racing against my... Actually racing against myself here, but it's actually a very good top deck. Oh, and then Nykthos. Could be a problem. This is gonna be a Heliod turn. Yeah, this is mostly fine. Oh no, because it's already a creature. Damn. Did bring in Path. A Path here would be a good draw. A Path here would be a really good draw. Yeah, I'd love to find Path here. So I do play this. path would have been an insane draw, though. I path the Heliod, attack for 5. Then the following turn. As a matter of fact, that opponent's doing a whole lot of nothing. But as soon as he plays a big bomb, like the previous game, I just lose. Yep, that is infinite damage. Alright. Wow. Did I actually steal a game against Soul Sisters? Or did I just lose both? I just lost both. Alright, what a league. Started up with Bogles, lost that. Then Burn, which was an interesting matchup, I need to rewatch that. Then Blue-Black Control and Mardu Pyroblade. Well, I call it Pyroblade because I assume they're playing Seasoned Pyromancer. They were, I think I saw Seasoned Pyromancer. And then Soul Sisters. So if we take out the poor matchups in Bogles and Soul Sisters, we actually went positive. Yay. Yeah, this is getting a bit too absurd. Like every league, I've been facing absurd amounts of like bad decks that just run life gain. So I'm gonna do this change right now. What sucks about this change is that I have to cut some of the good lands. You know, fast lands and canopies are always good. I don't think this is really negotiable. The matchups I've been facing have just been too insane for me to deal with a perky attitude. Where is Destructive Revelry? It's from around this era, right? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so I think that this is reasonable right now. Like, honest to God, the aggro matchups haven't been that common. So I think this is reasonable. So weird league today, but you know, we take the losses with the wins, especially when the losses are from those matchups. Either way, thank you very much for watching. Please follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where I upload all my VODs. You can also follow me on Twitter where I post when I'm going live. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.